What's good, world? Today we're talking about the best boba shops in Denver. Whether you're going to be visiting or you're a local just looking for the best boba places in town, by the end of this video, you'll know the best spots to boba in town. For years, boba was not really a thing in Denver. There were a few shops here and there, or some donut shops would throw some super artificial powdered drinks together and call it boba. We were a terrible boba city all around. There's just no other way to put it, but thankfully in the past 2 or 3 years, we've kind of had a boba renaissance in Denver. I lived in LA and San Francisco for many years, and I've had a lot of really good boba in places like New York City and countries throughout Asia, so this is kind of like a finally moment. We're finally getting good boba in Denver. A lot of the shops that I mentioned in this video are chains or places that haven't been around very long, but real talk, if these places didn't come to town, no one would be able to make this video. There wouldn't be enough good boba shops to make a video like this. Also, normally I would have shot more of this video within the boba shops themselves, but I'm shooting this during the COVID-19 pandemic, and so we'll do what we can. Either way, I'll show you the best boba shops in Denver. To get them balls in your mouth, let's get into it. Let's start with what's probably the most well-rounded boba shop. It has traditional flavors, it has crazy flavors, the boba itself is solid. It's Kung Fu Tea. Located off the Hampton exit off I-25 and pretty much next door to Santiago's, Kung Fu Tea was one of the big players coming into Denver that started to make boba a thing in this city. So you can hop off the freeway and get yourself a really cheap breakfast burrito, pick up a boba, and have a pretty incredible start to your day. It's a little classic Denver and new school boba combo. When Kung Fu Tea arrived, it basically signaled that boba was about to become a thing in Denver. Kung Fu Tea started in New York about 10 years ago, and since then it's become the largest boba brand in the United States, pushing around 300 locations. These guys know what they're doing, and they're successful for a reason. The drinks here are about 10 times better than a chain like Lollicup. In Denver, most bobas used to be made from powders, which made them about as authentic as a Chinese chicken salad from CPK. Kung Fu Tea uses actual tea leaves, brews them at just the right temperature, and steeps them just long enough to bring you a better drink. The Hampton location is pretty small and they're usually pretty busy. Not only are they serving up some really high quality teas, they can accommodate a wide range of dietary needs. They have drinks made with Yakult yogurt, they have vegan drinks, they have caffeine-free drinks, they have traditional Asian flavors, and they also have flavors that are more lemonade-like for people who aren't into that. They have boba, they have jellies, they have salted cheese, popping bubbles, all of the toppings that are legit, they have them here. Basically, whatever you want in your boba life, you can find it at Kung Fu Tea. If you like to drink things, you will find something that you like here. If you can't find something, you either really hate boba or you have to ask yourself if you actually like drinks. There's just so much variety at Kung Fu Tea, and this is actually the boba shop in town that we visit the most. Personally, I get the Kung Fu milk tea here or one of the matchas, but really you can't go wrong. My wife often gets the taro drinks and she loves them. Kung Fu Tea, all around, one of the best boba shops in Denver and probably one of the best chains in the United States. Next up is a boba shop that opened during the coronavirus pandemic and is located a little bit outside of the city in the Denver Tech Center area. It's Happy Lemon. Happy Lemon has over 1,500 locations worldwide, and they started in 2006. 1,500 locations, and we finally got one in Denver. I often tell people that Denver is a tier 2 food and entertainment city in the United States, and this is a pretty good example of what I'm talking about. When Kung Fu Tea moved in and then Happy Lemon moved in, that was really showing everybody that boba was finally happening in Denver. Happy Lemon is located off the Arapahoe exit on I-25 in a little strip mall. When you get there, you'll see a bunch of really cool looking Asian teenagers that drive nicer cars than you do. They're there all the time, which is totally fine because it's probably more of their hood than my hood, but they're there all the time. While Happy Lemon is solid all around, what really sets it apart is the freshly squeezed juices that are in some of their drinks, along with the salted cheese series. If you have never had a salted cheese boba before, girl, you've been missing out. It is the perfect blend of creamy and salty that you never knew that your boba needed. I know that it's one of those things that doesn't sound appetizing at all, like a really honest Chinese food menu, but man, it is good. Any of the drinks in the salted cheese series are great. The lemon series is also fantastic. They also have those bubble waffles that don't really taste like anything that you see throughout Asia, but they have them here in Denver, which is kind of nice if you've been looking for them. So Happy Lemon, one of the best bobas in the area, located right around Greenwood Village. If you're enjoying this video so far and love yourself some boba, please give this video a like to help more people find it on YouTube. Next, let's go to a spot called T Street on Mississippi. While it's very unassuming on the outside and inside, there's no doubt that it's one of the best boba shops in Denver. I think they consider it their signature drink, but the orange green tea here is one of the best, most refreshing boba drinks you've ever had in your life. Real talk, T Street's orange green tea was the first time I've ever had a tea that was that flavor, and it's one of those drinks that you just don't forget. It's that good. They do a bunch of other flavors and fresh drinks other than orange, but there's something about that combination that is just really, really good and stands out in a crowded world of delicious boba drinks. Similar to the next shop on our list, these guys use a lot of fresh fruits and other ingredients to up-level their bobas, and it really sets it apart, so T Street, really, really good. Okay, let's head about 7 minutes down Colorado from T Street to Tbaar, which probably has the best actual boba balls in town. If you've been to a lot of boba places in your life, you know that a lot of shops either overcook them or undercook them, and Tbaar has that texture down just right. What I love about Tbaar is not only do they use really high quality teas, they shake up and mix your drink using a lot of tools and cups and mixers that you'd find behind a traditional bar. They're chopping up fruit slices, squeezing juices, combining things in just the right proportions to make sure that your drink comes out just right. You can see how many years it's taking some of these big boba chains to make it out to Colorado, but I'm thankful that they finally made it here. My personal favorite here is the lychee lime green tea. I'm a big lychee person in general, but there's something about the fresh lime that's in there that really sets this drink apart and makes it really, really good. Like Kung Fu Tea, these guys have all the toppings and variety in the world. The days of crappy powder-based boba drinks in Denver are over, and I'm so happy for it. Tbaar is one of the best in town. A few honorable mentions: Boba Chic on Federal is definitely raising the boba game out here, and then Arden out in Lakewood is probably the most Instagram-worthy place that we have in town. Really, there are a bunch of new boba shops popping up in Denver, it feels like every month. I don't think that we'll ever have boba shops on every other corner like they are in other cities, but at least we have some good ones out here now. If you've made it this far, please give this video a thumbs up or share it with that friend that says that Denver doesn't have good boba. Thanks so much for watching, and get yourself some of that good boba.